One good deed a day. Do you believe that even one small act of kindness can light up someone's entire day? There once was a girl who rarely spoke. She quietly passed through her childhood like a shadow. She wasn't loud, wasn't flashy, didn't like crowds. People called her reserved, and she quietly called herself invisible. Her name was Lan. But here's the remarkable part. That very same girl would go on to create a group called One Good Deed a Day, where tens of thousands of people came together to share simple, kind acts they did each day. Nothing grand, nothing flashy, just little seeds of goodness sprouting from the heart and spreading through compassion. And it all started on a hill with a garbage cart. That summer afternoon, like any other, Lan was walking home from school when she saw a middle-aged woman struggling to push a heavy trash cart uphill. The wheels kept slipping backward every time she pushed forward. Lan stopped in her tracks. Her heart whispered, "Help her." But her thoughts pushed back. What if she says no? What if it's awkward? Just as she hesitated, a classmate named Doi stepped in. Without a word, he leaned in and helped the woman push her cart to the top. It took just a few minutes, no applause, no cameras, but something shifted inside Lan. That evening, she wrote in her journal, "Why couldn't I be like him?" The next day, Lan decided to try doing something small. She gathered unused notebooks from home, wrapped them neatly, and gave them to a young boy who collected scrap near her house. The boy hesitated, then smiled, a big, honest smile. It warmed her heart for the rest of the day. That night, she wrote, "Day one, gave used notebooks to a little boy, felt an odd kind of happiness." The next day, she picked up a bag of trash someone had left on the sidewalk and threw it in a bin. Then she left a thank you note for the janitor in the elevator. Then helped an old woman cross the road. No one noticed, no one clapped, no one praised her. But somehow, life felt a little lighter. Lan had an idea. She created a small Facebook group and named it One Good Deed a Day. A space where people could share acts of kindness, even the tiniest ones. At first, it was just a few classmates, but then something magical happened. And her desk mate posted that she had cooked dinner for her mom after tutoring class. Hung, the class clown, wrote, "Today I told my little sister she's smart. She looked shocked, thought I was sick." Vi, the ice queen of the class, shared that she picked up an old man's slippers after he slipped and fell. Lan couldn't believe it. Just a few lines, but they had the power to touch hearts. Soon more people joined. 200, then 500, then over 1,000. Quiet hearts were connecting through kindness. One day, Lan received a message from a college student named Tram. "I don't know who you are, but because of your group, I made peace with my dad after 2 years of silence. Those simple stories, they were like light in the dark. Thank you." Lan cried, not from pride, but from deep emotion. A girl who used to tremble at the thought of speaking in class had helped heal a broken bond. Soon, the group began organizing real-world activities. They handed out free breakfast to sanitation workers. They painted cheerful murals in alleyways with messages like, "You're most beautiful when you're kind." They collected used clothes and books and packed them for children in remote areas. One day, while Lan was handing out bread at a zero-cost market, a little boy ran up to her, holding a bunch of wildflowers. He said shyly, "I brought these for you. You gave me shoes last time. They fit perfectly." It was a pair of old shoes Lan had donated. Now the boy brought her his most precious gift, a handful of wildflowers. Lan smiled and accepted them like they were treasure. Another time, they gave sandwiches to local security guards. One old man looked at them, teary-eyed. "You kids are the light of my day." Lan wrote in her notebook, "I'm not a light, but if each of us is a small flame, this world won't stay dark for long." Once a middle-aged woman sent Lan a message. "I used to think about ending everything, but reading about the kindness you and your group do made me stop, because I believe there are still good people out there." Lan was speechless. Who would have thought that a kind word could save a life? Years passed. Lan went on to university. She chose sociology, got a full scholarship thanks to her community contributions. The One Good Deed a Day group now had over 20,000 members. From Hanoi to Hue, from Saigon to the Central Highlands, local chapters sprang up everywhere, all inspired by the same simple idea: do good, quietly, every day. Lan was invited to speak at TEDx Youth to join UN youth projects to inspire young people across the country. But she always said, "I'm not extraordinary. I was just a scared girl who decided not to be afraid anymore, one small act at a time." Dear listener, if you're hearing this story, try doing one good thing today. Smile at a stranger, say thank you, pick up a piece of trash, call your mom, write a kind note. You don't have to stand out, just choose kindness. Every day, one simple thing. Because a single drop doesn't make an ocean, but millions of drops will create waves. And Lan, the girl who once hid behind a classroom door, was one of the first drops in that wave.